Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to take a close look at the Sega system from Fei Hao. So when it comes to clone system from AliExpress, oh boy, it's like a really mix. Sometimes you're going to get something really bad, or sometimes you're going to get surprisingly something pretty damn cool. Another thing you need to look out for when you're going to pick one up, how is the quality of the casing, the controllers, but also what kind of connectivity do we have. So what you can see over here, this thing only comes with an AV out. And this is something worth picking up, because sometimes you can rather get yourself like the original product for a couple of dollars or euros more than picking up a fake one from AliExpress. It's all the question like how is your market and how expensive is this product and how expensive is an original product. In the end, like when you're looking at these products like the Fai Hao and all the other brands, it's always like a gamble, and that's just the reason I love to make these reviews, just to check out how good or how bad they are. Alright, so let's start off with the system itself. It's made of okay plastic. I mean, like, it's still very thin and it smells very chemical. So at the back we do have like the option, stuff that we don't have like with the original system. I mean, not the AV out, I do have this, like you can change the region, you can even like mess around with that, and I think it's pretty damn cool. Of course you can always implement that with a mod on your original system. Import for the micro USB 5V and AV out already mentioned. The on off switch, and here you can see like how cheap it is. Like this is absolutely cheap, up to the point that this is absolutely garbage. Like the slot, you can even see that it's not a lot on the inside. But we're also going to do an open up with the system just to see. We're going to get a power supply. Another thing is quite interesting, and that is something I just need to point out. We do have like the original ports, and that is not the case with every single system I have reviewed. So the controllers, and that is a little bit of a bummer. This is what I mean, like the wiggle buttons inside this thing. Like it's so cheap and garbage. I don't understand. Like they should be ashamed of selling this. Yeah, you maybe can use an original controller, but that's not the point. You want to have something that is out of the box and it works perfectly. And this is not an experience you want to have. Alright, so I can tell you this is not like the cheap systems, but I'm curious like how good it is. So let's plug it in and let's see what we're going to get and how is the sound quality, because that is going to be one of those most annoying reasons not to buy one of these devices. Not of the wiggle buttons and the horrible cheap smell, chemical smell, no, just the quality of it, the quality how the games will play. Bring the testing for these systems just to the next wicked level. I tested it out in the past with some cartridges, but I wanted to test them out with all kinds of versions, and I think I've collected them all now. So with the test we will include Street of Rage number 2, because I love those soundtracks and they're a great test for testing out the sound capabilities of the hardware. Then we're going to get the Bitmap Bureau Xeno Crisis. It's basically like a new game-ish homebrew. Then we're going to get Virtual Racing with the special chip. The chip that not all of the clone systems will have the support for, or the system in general. We're going to get Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the combination card that is also not supported by every single clone system, and not to forget an original multi-game card, just to see what happens if we're going to plug it in and we're trying to play some games. We're going to get the Mega EverDrive, the original Greeks edition, and that we're going to test out because also the EverDrive is not supported by every single system. And then we're going to get the multi-game card from our friend from China. Same story, not always compatible with a system. Also we're going to test out the fake weird looking Japanese version multi-game card. Then the Sonic 2, when he becomes fluffy, or in other words just a retro game, a homebrew game, just to see how it works out. And of course we're going to check out the fake versions, the EverDrives from China, just to see if this game works too. Okay, so let the testing begin on the device and let's see if it's capable of running all of these different cartridges. Okay guys, so for the first test, let's power it on without a cartridge, because some of these systems, like this one, does contain some games. Quite interesting, the 19-in-1, and the game list is quite okay. Tiny Toons, Street of Rage, Sonic, and I don't know if there are like double games. I'm guessing this Mario Sonic game is basically like Sonic 1, but only comes in a different homebrew version, or it just boosts up like a freaking second stage. So far good. Okay, so next up, the fake multi-game card that came with the system. Comes with a couple of games. It again has Sonic the Hedgehog over here, Golden Axe, a couple of good games. So Not bad at all. It seems to be that the original EverDrive has been supported by this system, so that is very good. Let's try the fake one. And also the fake version works. So with some of these devices we're going to get, let's say, built-in EverDrives. That's not needed because these things are freaking cheap. So for a couple of dollars you can pick up a fake one, and it seems to be working on the Fei Hao Sega Mega Drive. Next up, Sonic 3 and Knuckles combination card. A lot of fake systems do have an issue with this. And the Fai Hao Sega game console has support for playing this game. Nice. Okay, so next up, let's try Xeno Crisis. A game that has been released a couple of years ago. That is normal, by the way. The D-pad is not responding that well. Okay, so the new generation multicard also worked. It was more like a Captain Obvious moment, and yeah, I still wanted to try it out in this video. But okay, so the system, the Fai Hao, has a compatibility with a lot of different cartridges. So that's quite an interesting thing. Next up, let's try out Street of Rage number 2. And also let's check out if the region system works. Okay, we're going to get a message that the cartridge is not compatible with this system. So let's mess around with the switches on the back and let's reboot it and test some audio. Alright, so that happens when I'm putting it on the PAL function. Yeah, that is not great. Okay, so let's try it. Different system. Okay, let's check out if I'm putting on Japanese. See if this thing boots up and that it works. Okay, so we can start it up now. If I have the right settings, it will show indeed like the Japanese text, bare knuckles too. Okay, doesn't matter. But see, there's a weird thing like on PAL, so it's a PAL card, but I can't play it on PAL. It goes all messed up. And I've seen it before, not the first time. But okay, nevertheless, let's check out the soundtracks. Oh man, even that this Fai Hao sounds kinda okay, by listening to some of the game soundtracks they are completely messed up. And in my opinion, besides that the signal output of the audio and video is not bad at all, and I mean like the quality, I still hear some minor interference, but when you're looking at the quality of the audio, Street of Rage 2, man oh man, that is not the way how you want to play an old school game. In my opinion, just get yourself a normal Mega Drive if you want to have the original blast processing power. Alright, so getting the cartridge out is a pain in the ass, that's just a fact. But let's open it up. I'm guessing that you need to remove the 4 rubbery feet. Yup, you need to remove those. Then with a screwdriver I can just pop out the screws and we can open it up and we can peek inside. Most of these devices don't have a lot inside nowadays, more like one PCB, the biggest PCB because of the big connector for the old school games. Then that's it. Alright, so let's open it up. Number 4. Get out. Get out! Oh, whoa, quality seal. Don't care about it. There is no warranty left now. Ah, damn! One screw is not loose. Alright. Ooh, be very gentle, be very gentle. Ah, see, that's the thing that I was so scared of, that I'm ripping something apart. Alright, so let's take a close look at the top shelves. So first of all, I'm not a big fan of these springs. I have seen it before, but other Chinese fake Sega version, they're a little bit better because they have more tension, but it looks very cheap, and I'm always afraid when you're using this device for a couple of months or so, they will just click out and you just have a dust cover, doesn't work anymore. And over here we're going to get the reset button that's stuck in the shell. We can pop it out by pushing these two together. The power button is loose, so nothing special, but this hot glue madness, oh boy. They just sold a couple of cables on it. Man, oh man, a really cheap way. Alright, so let's take a close look at the other parts. This PCB is for the output of the signal. Of course, it's going to give us the dip switches over here and the input for the micro USB 5V. The big PCB board with the cartridge slot and the chip itself. And then we're having here the on and off switch with the front port that also has the controller ports and the reset button. And they are still using these really weird old school ribbon cables with some freaking hot glue madness. Yep, that's what I think of it. I just wanted to give you a quick look over here because the TCT 6801 chip, I have seen this before in different models, and it will explain like it gives a slightly better audio quality and video out quality, but yeah, when you're listening closely to it, it doesn't sound like the original authentic Mega Drive sound. Over here we're going to get the date that is produced. This thing is made in 2019, so it is not quite that old. Yeah. TCT chip, whatever man, it doesn't sound like it should be. Ugh. I'm just going to be honest, when you're looking at this device, it's not a very good experience. Like, I wish they make something that was worth picking up. Yeah, the HDMI is something that is available, so some of the products will have this option, but of course the cost of the system is like so much bigger than this cheap device. Let me know what you think of this. Would you consider picking it up? Want to thank you for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, and it would be great to see you in the next video.